Welcome to Art of Loving Money. Do you consider yourself as rich, poor, or middle class? In almost all studies or government policies, an income threshold is defined to differentiate between high, low, and mid-level earners. But, personally, I do not believe that it is an effective way because it depends on multiple circumstances. Middle class is a complex subject and there are some unique challenges associated with them. But before we address any problems, first you need to find out if you really belong to the middle class. We are going to do an exercise and I am going to give you a chance to score 10 points, and if you score more than 5, then you can safely say that you are part of middle class. And watch out for my next video where we will address some of the common problems of middle class family. For today, get your pen and paper ready, and make sure that you add 1 point to your score for every scenario applicable to you. Let's get started. Point number 1, insurance spending. You spend money to buy life and medical insurance for yourself because you are the breadwinner of the family. However, you do not want to spend buying insurance for your kids or other dependents, unless provided as an employment benefit. Middle class do not believe that spending money on insurance for everyone in the family is worth it. They have unprecedented belief on God and assume that bad things only happen to bad people. Point number 2, your formal education is better than people who are earning more than you. This is linked with the risk appetite and the ability to afford failures. The purpose of education is not to secure a job for you but to widen your mindset and knowledge. Most of middle-class people study only to secure a job after completing their education. The truth is that it is highly unlikely that you will end up being a millionaire if you are dependent only on doing your job. This results in creating a wide section of society which is most highly educated but neither rich nor poor. Point number 3, your only long-term goal is retire early. It is a bitter truth that if you are spending your life in a work that is not scalable, which means that your earning is directly related to the time you put, then you are a middle-class earner. You have saved some amount and gets thrilled by the imagination of retirement life. We will discuss about this in our next video where we will cover the challenges of middle class. Point number 4, you have a perfect credit score but always worried about finances. You can afford to pay all bills on time comfortably and also have some money left over every month. However, you are still always worried about your budget and busy doing calculations after you get salary. Your credit score is great and you are a perfect customer for banks and consumer goods. But unfortunately, for yourself, you have to think and plan a lot every month to pay off debts or to make a big purchase. Does this sound familiar? Do not worry, welcome to middle class. Point number 5, you buy 2 different qualities of the same item. Instead of benefiting from the money you spent on a quality product, you buy 2 items and keep the expensive ones for guests or special occasions. The main purpose of expensive ones is to portray you as a rich person in front of others. You have a separate set of bedsheets, curtains, utensils, or dinner set which is only to be used on special occasions. I hope you are keeping the count of your score. You need to add 1 to your score every time the point is applicable to you. Point number 6, you do not have stability fund. There are 2 types of funds you should always maintain: emergency fund, which is equal to 6 months of your expenses, and stability fund, which is 3 years of your spending. This should not be linked to markets and should be available as cash when required. So as a middle-class earner, you have planned and successfully created an emergency fund but no stability fund. Do you know very few actually create a stability fund before starting to invest in markets or risky assets? Point number 7, resistance to change. The most difficult aspect of a middle class is the resistance to change. Let me give you an example. Do you strongly associate yourself with a particular political party, religious belief, or patriotism? You spend a lot of time in reading on internet and gathering information about political affairs, but only to create a defense mechanism for your own comfort zone. You will always have good justifications for your beliefs and perceptions which never change for years or maybe your entire life. Point number 8, branded products. Do you know target customer for luxury brands like Gucci or Louis Vuitton is not high group earners, but middle class ones? this section of society is more obsessed in buying branded products, often ignoring the benefits and quality of economical substitutes. According to a sales study, a person who is in the process of building wealth is more likely to buy a luxury car than a rich person. Point number 9, gift wraps and packaging. When you buy an expensive product or phone, you keep its packaging safe and sometimes even do not remove the plastic lamination for a long time. You end up storing a lot of waste in your house because you think it will be of some use in future. Even the clothes or items you no longer use are finding a place in your house and you are not willing to give them away. Point number 10, what is your geography? Your geography is your destiny. Where you live determines how many opportunities you get in your life. No matter where you are, there is always a place better than the current one. How far have you traveled away from the place you have grown up in search of a better life? If not much, probably you need to settle as a middle class. If you have scored 5 or more, you can count yourself as middle class. Otherwise, congratulations, you are either rich or poor, which can be easily distinguished. Please let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. See you in my next video, where we will talk about addressing problems of middle-class society. Until then, take care and goodbye.